Howdy guys, and welcome back to more Kira. In the last episode we got to hang out with some Star Generation band members. It was pretty cool. We got to go with Shino. Had some fun. Move my mouse out of the way. And we're just getting back. We're just going home from the concert now, so let's continue on. We make it in time for the last train and we sit next to each other. The heated seats on the train feel good for our fatigued bodies. Ongaku heated seats. Karari's definitely asleep next to me. I thought she was afraid of trains. I thought of something. Karari wakes up and talks to me. What do you think of our band performance at the Culture Festival? What is she talking about all of a sudden? A band performance at the Culture Festival? Yeah, as the second literature club. What do you think of a band? I don't know. When I think of a literature club, I don't immediately think of a band. But it would be pretty awesome. Not gonna lie. Band, huh? I'm sure it will stand out, but there's more to it. I think it'll be difficult. But we still have a few months. Don't you think that will be enough for time to practice? I wonder, but don't you think it'll be very hard? Especially if you try to do what we just saw. I think that's impossible. You really liked it, didn't you? Sure I did. Rory nods. They look like they were so much fun. That's true, they were having fun. So I think this band will be a great idea as our final performance as the second literature club. Do you think that's too weird? The culture clubs often do things that aren't cultural, but I don't think that's weird. That's weird though. But would you help us too? Yeah, are you serious about it? I think I'll talk to them about it. I see. If we decide to do it, you join too, okay? Sure. If you decide to do it. I nod while thinking they won't go for it. It's too crazy. No one will do it. Yippee! I'll suggest it on Monday. I hope they agree. I'll be sad if they don't. She laughs. Karari and I part at the station. I rode my bicycle home. I can still remember the stage vividly. The microphone stands and the strings on the guitar reflecting against the bright lights. A live performance at the Culture Festival. I wonder what it feels like to perform on a stage. It must feel good to perform like that. But that's none of my business. I speed up. Little do I suspect that this night is going to change my life. That was an awesome intro. I like that. They got me pumped now. Chapter 1. Anarchy in the School. Band, huh? Chini ponders. Do you think that'll work? Karari tries to read her mind timidly. Well, I think that's a good idea for the Culture Festival. This will be the last festival for us after all, but this is the second literature club room. It's a small, dark room with a bookshelf on the wall which holds the works of the past members and some autographed books. Only me, Chine, Karari, and 2 second grade members are here. There's one more third grade member, and those 6 make up this club. Since the club is going to be cancelled, they didn't accept first graders to join, and a club without first graders is rather lonely. Also, I didn't expect to see only girls in the club. Being the only guy, I'm a little bit restless. Can you play an instrument? Jeannie asked the 2 second graders. They both shake their heads. No way, I get nervous so easily. I can't do rock music or anything like that. Well, then you're not in the band. Can't play an instrument? You're of no use to me. Get out. They both decline. Well, I don't think... Jeannie doesn't quite finish the sentence. Ooh. Brian, there's a message in my alphabets. They say ooh. Peter, those are Cheerios. That reminded me of that. Karari looks at the second graders with teary eyes. Seeing the reproachful look, they waved their hands and said, But Shino Senpai, if you're gonna do it, we'll help. Yes, we will. We'll do anything. I feel the same way about the club being cancelled, so please don't look like that, Shino Senpai. Thank you. Karari nods with a pitiful look on her face. I think she got deceived just like that. How can she be handled that way by the younger girls? Aren't you gonna do it too, Shikanosuke? Well, if you decide to do it, I'll help. It's not like I've been a member for a long time, so why do you even ask my opinion? Decide within the members. I know what you're saying. Okay, then I think it's impossible. We have to have someone who wants to do it to start with. Jeannie looks at Karari rather apologetically. Aren't you gonna do it, Jeannie? Chie-chan? Chie-chan! Karari's desperate. I will. We don't know what else to do anyway. And I think music is a good idea. Although I don't have any experience either. She's good at a lot of things, so she might not have any problem with it. Actually, she was a member of the drum and fife band in elementary school, I think. If any one of the comments could please tell me what a fife is, I would be more than appreciative. However, even with me, there are only 2 performers. I don't think that would do. Isn't 2 enough? Not for a band. I mean, we're not Simon Garfunkel over here, man. I'm not sure, but usually a band has more than 2 people. I don't think it's impossible, but it'll end up with something far from what you're imagining now. I really think we just have to... But if that's the case... When Karari starts to speak, the door opens quickly. Sorry, quietly. Not quickly. It could open quickly. Hello. With a quiet voice, a female student greets us and comes into the room. Oh, it's that girl who got picked up by the chauffeured car. She has reddish hair and extremely fair skin. She looks almost fragile. It's Virgili. It's Italian. She's so beautiful it looks as if she jumped out from a movie or something. Taken by surprise. Ah! As she comes into the room, she sees me and stops. I must be an unfamiliar face. Well, duh, we don't come to the meetings, man. Don't mind him. He's one of the members. I'm Majima, 3rd grade. Nice to meet you. I'll introduce myself. Oh, I like my martini shaken, not stirred. Majima? Shikanosuke? Majima? We work together. Kaori gives her a simple explanation. Ah. Perhaps Shikanosuke Majima, did you used to belong to the tennis club? She fixes me with her large eyes. Can't help feeling something inside. Do you know Shikanosuke? Genie turns to the girl. Majima from the tennis club, didn't you almost go to the national competition last year? Yeah, but he didn't make it, so he quit. He's working hard at a part-time job, but not at schoolwork. That's him, Shikanosuke Majima. Well, thank you for that introduction. I guess. She sounds sarcastic, but everything she said was true. That's me, Shikanosuke Majima, but how'd you know my name? It's on your name tag. I remember athletes' names. I am from Class F. She starts to cough. Are you okay? Yes, sorry. I'm Serena Kashiwara from Class F. She bows politely. I'm sure it sure is a very calm bow. Makes me think this is how all bows should be. Ah, so you're Kashiwara-san. I thought so. I didn't mean to pick her up or anything like that. She's the girl I saw the other day with Murakami, the one who left school early in the foreign car. She is well known as the beautiful daughter from a rich family, and she's very popular amongst male students, for obvious reasons. That is the first time I saw her up close, but she is as beautiful as people say. I'm truly surprised. Do you know me too? Sure, just the name though. I see. She answered with a downcast look. Maybe she doesn't like the rumors that are going around. Pleased to meet you. I say it again to change the atmosphere. Likewise. She bows one more time. Hey Kashi, Karari had an idea for the Culture Festival. Then Shine tells her about the band. Let's do it together, Serena. Karari looks at her desperately. Sure, okay. Kashiwara nodded. I will. Well, that was easy. A little too easy. Alright! Alright, we're up to 3 now. Pretty soon we'll have a whole entourage. Karari gets excited. Are you sure? Genie clearly wasn't expecting that response. Yes, I'm sure. Kashi, do you know what a band does? Yes, they play instruments, right? It might be quite physical, you know. I'll be okay. I played an instrument when I was a child. The second literature club should be... She breaks into a coughing fit again. Are you okay, Serena? Karari touches her shoulder worriedly. I'm okay. I'll be fine doing something other than what we normally do. Yes, thank you. As Karari said emotionally, she grabbed Kashiwara's hands. Now I realized who the one and only best friend Karari was talking about. The one whom she's supposed to go to the live concert with. I still don't think that's enough. Well, with Kashi, we have 3. Genie folds her arms and thinks. I guess it could be possible. Should we try to do it? 3 people in a band. Yeah, sure. That's not bad. Someone can sing, someone can play guitar, and someone can play drums or something. It can work. We can make this work. The second literature club band is a go. Karari jumps with joy as she looks at me. Hey Majima, we're gonna do it. Now you'll join us, right? Oh, ha! Yeah, right, like I get a choice. This is gonna be a bad choice. Alright, I promised I'll do it. Sorry, I just don't feel like doing it. Well, we did promise we'd do it if the other members agreed, so we won't be a dick. mouse out of the way. Up there. There we go. Okay, there we go. I'm not too sure I can actually do it, plus I'm a little embarrassed, but I agree anyway. Sure, I mean, I did promise, so okay, let's do it. I know, do I really have to nod? Like, sure, I did promise, okay, I'll do it. I mean, that's pretty reassuring that I think the nod was kind of pointless, but whatever. I really didn't feel like doing it when I came here, but when I see her at loss, I just have to help her out. She's so cute. We gotta help her out, right, guys? Really? Can you play an instrument too? No, maybe? I don't know. I'll keep my word. If I say I will, I'll do anything. I've never played an instrument before, so please don't expect too much from me, though. I knew I could count on you, Majima. Let's do our best. Rory gets excited and grabs my hand. But are you sure? I've never acted as a member of the second literature club before. I don't care. The length of time you were in the club doesn't matter. That's right. What's important is how passionate you are about it. You can do it, Majima-senpai. The second grade pair is getting overly excited. They're probably relieved that they're off the hook. That's why they want me to go for it. But anyway, look at those beautiful smiles. You that happy? You should be the ones acting as the main performers, and I should be helping out backstage. That's fine with me too. How about you, Kashi? Thank you so much for helping out. Kashiwara bows at me. Please don't be so formal. I can't guarantee you anything. Don't worry, we're all beginners. Rory seems so happy now that her wish is going to come true. Okay then, it's decided. Shinny claps her hands. The second lecture club will be performing as a band this year. There'll be a lot to do from now on, but let's do our best. You, the second graders, need to help out as we plan too. Okay, do they not come to the meetings that often because you're not even... They have names, don't they? Or, I mean, the second graders, like, you, lowlifes, you help out too, you know, it's like... You know, I kind of want everyone to be on equal footing in the club, and it sure doesn't seem that way here. I don't know if I like the segregation of the club members. I should talk to her about this, but I don't think she'll listen. Yes! Well, they're fucking stoked. Let's do this. She's not as stoked, but she's... Because there's not as many E's or S's, but she's still pretty stoked. The second grade pair enters in high spirits. We can do it, Majima-kun. Let's shoot for Star Generation. We're gonna have so much fun. We're not on their level yet. Let's just start small and work our way up, okay? Kirari speaks as she pats my shoulders. You know, it's nice to reach for the stars, but sometimes we just gotta start going for the moon. I don't think that's possible. Personally, I'm more worried about if we can actually create music. Ferrari must not be serious because she laughs. Well, just in our spirits, you know? She does look extremely happy, though. Who wouldn't be, man? We're gonna start a band. We're gonna rock some faces off. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Oh, man, look at this guitar. So, we gathered in the club room after school the next day. This is to study about bands. We decided we were going to do this yesterday when we realized that we hardly knew anything about bands. Kurara and I only know what we saw at the live house the other day, and Kashiwara doesn't even have any idea about pop music. Shinny knows more than we do, but she definitely isn't an expert. Our knowledge about bands, rock and roll, and punk music is far less than the general public. If we're going to do it, we have to know the basics. It is reckless to form an amateur band. I can't believe we actually decided to do it. Culture Festival was in July, just before the summer break. Even if we start our practice immediately, we only have less than 4 months. What are we going to be able to do in such a short time? But we've decided to do this, so we just have to do it. I'm prepared to go through anything myself. Even other members feel the same way. We all think there's no turning back. Well, maybe the girls are simply being overly optimistic. So we have to invite Murakami as our teacher to teach us about bands. Oh, this is gonna be good. Or maybe I shouldn't say we invited him, but when we told him about doing the Band of the Culture Festival, he volunteered to talk to us about punk rock music. In other words, he's more like an uninvited teacher. He actually wanted to join us as a band member, but him being an active member in Go Club, he has his own festival event to work on. So it's impossible for him to do both. He gave up on the idea, swallowing the tears. Oh, poor guy. You can tell this is what he really wants to do, but you know, rules are rules. So he asked us to be our teacher. He has the ability to gather information. He's known for his passionate personality, but in fact, he's never ever been to a live concert before. We were worried, but he didn't seem to care about that at all. He's putting the materials he gathered while humming along. We sit in our seats and it's time to start. Shini, Kashiwara, Karari, they all look serious. Guess they aren't just being overly optimistic. On the other hand, the second grade pair in the back row is chatting with each other, having fun. Why are they here? I'm gonna talk to them and realize I don't know their names. By the way, what are your names? Now we're gonna learn their names. Here we go. Some equality, finally. Us? No, the people behind you. Mai and Miyuki. They answered cheerfully. Which one is Mai and which one is Miyuki? I think Mai is the girl with the short brown hair, and Miyuki is the one on the right, with the kind of the long blondish hair. That doesn't matter. What are you gonna do once you know their names? Once you know our names? How lewd. What? I just want to know who the hell I'm speaking to when I talk to you. Jeez, I swear. Do people have this kind of thoughts, patterns in real life? Jeez. Crazy, crazy, I tell you. They don't make any sense. Are they joking with me? Or is their common sense completely different from mine? Either way, I completely lose the willpower to say anything. Then Murakami's lecture starts. Okay, let's begin. He stands proudly by the teaching desk. He's calm and composed. He doesn't look like someone who's talking about things which he learned from books and TV shows. Seeing him like that, I can't help but feel respect toward him. He's a good guy, Murakami. He brought the teacher's desk from the next room. It's gotta be official, right? Guess he wants to act like a teacher. Murakami-senpai. Sensei. Sorry, not senpai. Let me ask you a question first. Murakami speaks clearly. So, you want to be in pictures. I mean, you want to be punk rockers. Punk is one type of rock music, so I want to ask you what you think of rock music. Let's see, Shino-kun. Acting as a teacher, he points at Karari. Yes? Karari stands up. What kind of music do you think rock music is? That's music where you use electric guitars and other instruments. Then Murakami folds his arm. Well, you're right about the electric guitars, which is a symbolic instrument of rock music. But as an answer to my question, that's not quite it. Bummer. Karari sits down disappointedly. Do you know Isaguri? I think rock music is 8 beats. That's not wrong. As you say, 8 beats are symbolic, musically, to rock and roll. But do you know why 8 beats? Because they're better than 7 beats? No, I don't. Is there a reason for it? Well, that's because it originally came from R&B. Isn't R&B the music for black people? Racist! I got racist people in my group here. I don't like this group. Rock and roll seems to be for white people. That's also racist. This is a very racist club. I don't like it. You know R&B stands for rhythm and blues, right? Isn't blues actually black music? I add to what she and he said. You know, I never actually knew what R&B stood for, but now I do. I just never bothered to learn it. Then Murakami sighs in admiration. Wow, you know that, Majima? I see R&B was popular not too long ago. You saw that on TV, didn't you? Look who's talking. What are you saying now is what you just researched. But I don't want to interrupt him, so I stay quiet. Murakami has no idea what I'm thinking inside and goes on with his lecture. Oh god. Rock and roll was born with the rhythm and blues, which is black music, and country, which is the music, got mixed together. So naturally it is similar to R&B, and rock and roll from the early era is almost identical. You could hardly tell them apart, so to tell them apart, people are actually distinguished by who the performers were. If black people are performers, it's R&B, and if white people are performers, then it's rock and roll. Of course there are exceptions, but I guess people still have the image of that. I guess the type of musics aren't decided just because of the sounds. Jeannie tilts her head. Of course not. In the first place, to divide music into categories is simply impossible because it keeps evolving. For instance, we think pop music and rock and roll are basically the same thing in Japan. But hard rock is different as a selection. That's because pop and rock are brought together by similar consumers. But hard rock isn't. Murakami continues haughtily, but I just can't listen to him because I know what he's saying is second-handed opinion. Therefore, there really isn't any clear rules how to categorize the music. So sometimes the same band is put in a different category depending on magazines or media. But in reality, rock music has been broken into so many parts that maybe it doesn't have a category of its own anymore. I'm just gonna believe everything he says because I have no idea if he actually is making any sense at all. You're making things too complicated. I don't get it. What are you trying to say? I'm finally fed up. Let me see. Murakami thinks. What is rock and roll anyway? That's exactly the point for today. What a great question. What is rock and roll? That's deep. Murakami nods repeatedly, but I don't get it. For one thing, I thought, if today's point is to understand rock and roll, then does that have anything to do with us? What we really need right now is to find out exactly what we need to do to start the band tomorrow. For example, how to organize the instruments, how to practice effectively. That's what we need now. I really don't think listening to Murakami talk about something that's so abstract is going to help us at all. That's your imagination. How can you find the effective way when you don't know the essence? When you were playing tennis, you were the one who told me that unless I knew the essence of tennis, I couldn't even come up with the tactics, therefore I couldn't win, remember? That's true, but when Murakami was playing, he used to say we didn't need any tricks to win if we could return an overpowering and precise ball. But you know, Majima, I've never done bands before. How could I have practical knowledge? Well, I agree with that. There's no point to getting together today, is there? I kind of knew that already, though. Don't be stupid. I have a passion for rock and roll. You say you're going to do the band at the Culture Festival, but don't you think it's rude to fans like me to perform without knowing even the basics? Besides, how do you think you're going to perform well like that? Well, you might be right about that, but I think it's very interesting. I want to hear more. I knew you understand, Shino. Murakami nods. In the first place, how could you say such nonsense, Majima? When I asked you to start a band, you refused. But I look at you now. I really wanted to do the band myself. I feel bad about that, but then shut up and listen. Yes, sir. This is nonsense. Then why don't you join us, Murakami? Shinny asks. Thank you, but I can't. Just like your second-hand literature club members working hardest for the Culture Festival, I have to work hard as a member of the Go Club at the Culture Festival, so I'll join spiritually. Yeah, but what about after the Culture Festival? You can join then, right? Do you know what the Go Club is doing? Yeah, they're going places. Go matches in female clothing. Murakami seems proud of it. Oh, good luck. I'm sure my smile towards Murakami looks stiff. Don't worry about me. Anyway, let's get back to the subject. Murakami grabs the sides of the teacher's desks and leans forward. I'm gonna ask you in different words. When you hear the word rock, what comes up in your mind? Anything? Whatever comes to mind. How about you, Majima? Me? No, the other Majima. Sure, you. Well, I don't know, but to me it has the image of a wild love life, you know, causing problems all the time. Drugs, alcohol, and violence, and sex, and all those wonderful things. No, not wonderful things. So, things like those, you know, radical and outlaw, and so, you know, it's like going against the tide of everything. You know, you got law and order. Rock and roll is pretty much the opposite. You know, it's chaos and destruction. It's great. It's great. What? Rocks like that? Oh, honey. Oh, you haven't seen anything yet? Kashiwara interrupts in surprise. You probably had no connection to rock before, so you might not know Kashiwara. No, well, but it's music that has electric guitars, though, right? I know that, but I don't know anything else. But that's what it is. Sex, drugs, violence. Those are the key words of rock. Damn right they are. How can Murakami explain such things with a straight face? I never knew. Do you have any objection, Kashiwara? Murakami asks her, again with a straight face. I don't think there are too many girls who would be okay with such key words. But Kashiwara is. She's gonna be like the wild child, isn't she? Like, you know, the one that just goes absolutely crazy on stage. I was a little surprised, but I'm okay. I'll do my best. She could have answered honestly, I think. Murakami continues to intervene. But not all rock and rollers are antisocial, so don't worry. To sing about sweet love and peace is also rock music. Really? Of course, rock music isn't that narrow-minded. Murakami answers assuredly. Doesn't matter what you want to express, but for it to be rock music, there's one rule you must follow. This is an absolute law, and this is what separates pop music and rock music. This is a well-used word. Is it okay to say? Well, hurry up and say it. Okay, well, in short, rock music is... Murakami closes his eyes and puts his hand on his chest. Passionate hearts. Murakami mumbles ecstatically. We all become silent. I'm sure you can guess what the silence means. Then Murakami opens his eyes. Don't you get it? We all shake our heads. Murakami becomes upset and frowns. That's strange. I became so emotional when I read this phrase. This is again a second-hand opinion. Nobody understands my passion. No, that's not it. It's because they're not passionate themselves. Murakami starts to mumble something that doesn't make sense. Well, I kind of get it, I guess. Rock music is sort of sweaty, huh? Genie intercedes. I guess I do too, I think. In that case, me too. Right, what do you mean, in that case? Really? What about you, Majima? Okay, I get it. How about the second graders over there? Us too. Yes, we get it. Their names are Mai and Mayumi, I think was the other one. Mayuri? I don't know. They start with an M. Learn them. They have names. Okay then. Murakami looks at everyone. Everyone has like an M word for like a name. Murakami, Majima. Probably some other people I'm forgetting already. Then let me hear it. What is rock and roll? Passionate hearts. I'm surprised we said in unison. We really didn't care what we said. We just wanted to move on. Oh! Murakami's getting emotional again. His eyes are teary. Man, don't do this here. Okay, so we've got rock music. So teach us about punk. Quickly, if possible. That's on today's agenda too, right? Let's move on. Hey, don't interrupt my moment. As he complains, Murakami puts two posters on the whiteboard. The one on the left shows men with makeup and costumes, which remind me of an old sci-fi characters. The one on the right has four young men in leather jackets and jeans. Rock music is passionate hearts, just like you agreed. Well, I don't know if we actually agreed, but I won't say anything. Punk music was born because of the anger within passionate hearts. Then Murakami extends his friskew, which I'm sure he got for today, and points at the posters. Punk started in the 1970s. The first movement was in New York. Fast forward. 5 hours later. Rock music at the time became so complicated and extremely difficult, and people started to lose interest. Then the Ramones came, blew everyone away. Their simple melody lines and their radical performances eliminated the past complicated music, which means... Fast forward. Oh my god, do you ever shut up? Then went to England. Because of the social situation in England at the same time, punk rock became more than just music. It progressed to be social and political movement for the young people of the working class. I just imagine Majima just slamming his face on his desk right now, just trying to get him to shut up. Just hoping he shuts up. Then Murakami puts down the skew and turns to us. After listening to him going on and on, we are still feeling groggy. Ferrari's the only one who's still interested, with sparkles in her eyes. I just don't get it. Murakami's lecture is actually pretty impressive for an amateur. But how do I put it? It's too passionate and asks us to feel the same way, so it's extremely tiring. And that's when punk became to be an idea instead of music. Next, I want you to look at the posters. Murakami continues. Hey, isn't this enough, man? We're getting tired. When I complain, Murakami gets a little upset. The good part is coming. Oh, goody. But when we're like this, man, we're not gonna remember shit. Okay, let's take a break. Well, excuse me. You know, I don't think music is something we can understand with words or pictures. You might be right. Then Murakami picks up and shows us the DVD case. I'm prepared. I was gonna show it after my explanation, but I'll change the plan. Why didn't you show us this right away? I complained. Don't be that way. I wanted you to learn. I thought you'd understand better after you heard my explanation. Then Murakami sets up the DVD and pushes the play button. The logo of the distributor appears on the screen. Oh, a movie? Yippee! Here we go! The second grade pair, Mai and Miyuki. Oh, I almost got it. Get excited and move to the front row. I know they were asleep until just a few minutes ago. We knew. You can't see, move forward. Murakami instructs as he pauses the screen. This is a documentary of the band's live performance in the backstage episodes. This is great. When I saw this, my blood boiled, my heart burned, and wanted to form a band. This is how it all started with me. Murakami speaks with deep emotion, as if he's a successful musician who's talking about his past. We move our chairs closer to the monitor and sit shoulder to shoulder. Murakami turns the lights down in the room and restarts the movie. The movie starts with a loud sound of guitar. The pictures of a live performance come on first. The theater, which isn't too big or clean, is filled with people. Maybe the position of the camera is too low, because the people on stage is blocked by the audience jumping up and down, so it's a little hard to see the performers. The guy on the other side of the crowd of people, the one who's holding the microphone in the front, must be the vocalist. He has a narrow baby face and wearing a white shirt. His hair is bright orange. He reminds me of Yagihara from Star Generation. More stylish than I thought. Jeannie and I are sitting close. If we face each other, our faces will probably meet. That's how close we are. Kashiwara, who's on the other side, is just as close. I realize I'm in a room with many girls right now. When I think that way, I start to smell something nice. It's a strange phenomenon. It's not a perfume, I guess. It's a mix of everyone's scent. It's almost making me dizzy. All of a sudden, I get nervous and I can't breathe well. How pathetic. I can see Karad from the corner of my eye gazing at the screen. I try to concentrate on the screen myself. But I don't know if it's because oh goodness. I don't know if it's because I've been to the live house before, because we're going to do a band ourselves. It has this different impression than when I saw something like this on TV before. Every move of the performance is striking. The first band is the Sex Pistols from England. These are real bands, by the way, so you know. They look young for foreigners, but maybe they're just very young. When the vocalist with orange hair is on the screen, it says Johnny Lowden, John Lydon, at the bottom of the screen. I guess he has two ways to read his name. He's singing something very non-constructive, like I'm Antichrist and Anarchist, and he's laughing. As I mentioned before, our school is a mission school. We have chapel, and we attend the service every morning. We did that even this morning. It just didn't seem right to play a song that sings about Antichrist on such a sacred ground. The lyrics are shocking, but the performance is horrible too. It's absurd and going back and forth between the sound and the noise. But the show is exciting. It's almost too much. The audience jumps up and down and shakes their bodies violently. The whole thing is rather shocking to us. We spend extremely normal and peaceful lives. The girls of the second lecture club are staring at the screen with different expressions. The second grade pair is watching as if they're watching something scary. Kashiwara is watching with a frown as if she's watching something esoteric. Jeannie is watching with no expression, and Karari is watching with her eyes wide open, paying full attention while making fists with her hands. Murakami looks satisfied while folding his arms. Then I remember the live concert the other day. This took place in a foreign country a long time ago, but there's something similar in the atmosphere. What I saw wasn't as radical as this. The song sounded more like music, but the handmade feeling I felt in the air was the same. The air made my heart hot and passionate. Maybe I'm influenced easily, but even if that's true, who wouldn't feel anything after searching and seeing this peculiar space, even if it's something disgusting? While I ponder this, the screen changes. The members are partying on a boat. This is supposed to be on the 25th anniversary of Queen Elizabeth. On that day, they went on the boat to the River Thames and sang songs that were prohibited to broadcast, making fun of the Queen. They were drunk and having a lot of fun. Can they really behave like this? As I thought, this was extremely imprudent behavior, and some were actually arrested after they got off the boat. The whole of England rebuked them. I knew it wasn't right, but we Japanese don't quite understand about the Queen. I poked Chini's back in front of me. Is this like singing a song to insult a noble person on the street in Japan? Yeah, pretty much. Maybe. It's a very, very frightening thing, and I concentrate on the screen. Okay. The screen shows many more episodes being on TV while drunk, using prohibited words repeatedly, getting fired from the record company quickly. Absolutely absurd. But all the problems actually made them well known. They sold their albums like crazy. How strange the world is. And the screen changed to an interview with the fans. These fans are horrible too. They're pale, overweight, pierced, or underfed. And everyone repeatedly says, "Excellent," with glaring eyes. Acting as if they did too much drugs or had too much to drink. And maybe they actually did too many drugs and drank too much. This is like some kind of horror movie. I think I'll dream about this tonight. The real punk fans or something else. Then another band comes on. One of the bands was active in the anti-discrimination social movement. And people saw their leadership and they became charismatic. And another band's vocalist became a punk rocker after being a gravedigger. It's like a personal history of one of the American pro wrestlers. Such different episodes come in between the live performance scenes. Every scene is radical or eccentric, just like walking into a noisy haunted house. In any event, everything is dense. In a good way and a bad way. Well, in a general manner, well, maybe almost everything is bad. The movie ends, the lights turn on, and everyone heaves a sigh. My body feels sluggish, as if I just came out from the pool. Wasn't that great? Nobody says anything. You can't even speak? I don't know what he's thinking, but Murakami laughs. Excuse me, Kashiwara speaks. Why did he cut his arm on the stage or struck someone with his instrument? That is a very simple and natural question. No, that's probably some kind of musical urge moved him. I'm sure that's anger. The anger moved him. Murakami answered rather confusedly. I'm sorry, but it's just strange. What is he angry at? The world. The world. He said it. Probably the world. Murakami's eyes are swaying. Isn't that painful? I'm sure it's painful. You see, he self-mutilates, trying to express his anger towards the world. What a difficult culture. Kashiwara ponders. The second literature club room falls silent again. If you're gonna band, something like this should be your goal. Murakami breaks the silence. I don't know about self-mutilation. Teachers will get mad. If you're self-mutilating on stage, then I think we're way past the point where we care about teachers. The second grade pair looks at each other. Yeah, of course, you don't have to do it exactly like that, but you know, I want you to have the same kind of passion. I guess Murakami wasn't expecting a reaction because he starts to defend himself. It was great. Roy interrupts Murakami with her emotional reaction. What? Murakami's dazed. Ferrari is full of smiles. It was interesting. I want to do it myself. Do you think we could excite an audience like that? No, sure, it's filled with excitement. She needs folding her arms and thinking. I don't think we have to do what we saw on stage at the Culture Festival, but we don't have to go that far, right? Yeah, if you just keep that in mind. Murakami has become humble. But we only have time until summer, right? Do you think you're going to be able to play well? They weren't playing that perfectly at the live performance. I'm relieved. All we have to do is get drunk and behave fiercely. We can even do that starting tomorrow. Shit, we can get drunk today. Forget playing music tomorrow. I'll be expelled if we drink alcohol at the Culture Festival. They don't have to know. We laugh a little. But that's true. You just have to be confident. That's what I want you guys to know. You probably just came up with that idea. Okay. I guess the performance isn't as hard as I thought, but everything other than the performance seems harder than I thought. I see, I really don't want to, but if I have to, I'll hit the audience with my instrument. What? I think Kashiwara is misunderstanding something. Well, let's just try. Let's beat up on the audience together. When she says it, I can't tell if she's joking or not. It isn't the that our spirits were lifted, but since we're here, we thought we might as well try the instruments, so we borrowed the key to the music room and head over there. You know what? I think I'm going to save them trying instruments for the next episode. I will see you guys all later. Take it easy.